Oh damn, that looks so sick. That turned out awesome. A nice carbon fiber piece to hold my steering wheel up while I get in and out of the car. Let's see if it works. This is usually fairly frightening. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to make a custom quick release steering wheel holder for my cage so I can just clip it on while I'm getting in and out of my car, so it'll make it easy to get in and out and not have the steering wheel have no place to be. So I'm gonna make it out of carbon fiber and it's gonna look sweet. I've got a couple pieces of carbon fiber here that I have not used. This is just cutoffs that I have nothing to use it for. I've made, so far with one piece of carbon fiber that was worth $100, I've made 2 dashes and a carbon fiber plate for my exhaust for my roof, and now I'm going to make a steering wheel holder. Well worth $100, and it's real carbon fiber obviously, so badass points go up a little bit on the car. Here I have a little piece of cage, and I'm gonna use that as my guide to find out how big the cage is. So I need a piece that can go literally around here. I'm gonna mark it, and then I'm going to cut it out, and I can't just cut a hole in it because it has to go around the cage. Like if I thought about this before, I'd be able to put this on the cage beforehand, but I need to make it 2 pieces so it goes around the cage and then screws together. Okay, I used this piece as a template for my cage diameter, and this is what I've came up with for kind of a template. So I just drew it on a piece of wood, and I'm just going around here making what I'd like to see. And I measured out my steering wheel on how thick the steering wheel is there, so it'll fit in nice, because if you make it too short, it won't actually hold it. If you make it too long, it'll kind of slide around. So this is what I'm starting off with, and I've decided I'm just gonna hole saw a piece in the middle, and then later on I can cut here, go around the cage, so like make a cut here after I hole saw this whole piece out, and then make 2 little pieces of carbon like this, and then have a hole here and hole here, and then this is gonna be how I remove and install this piece. So it's just gonna have 2 little pieces there. So take 2 screws out, and then the entire piece will come off if I want. Here I'm very sketchy, like cutting this piece of carbon. Yeah, it's in my hand, it's very sketchy, but that's the best way I feel it is for precision, because then I can grab both pieces and wiggle it all around. And now I'm dremeling it out because I couldn't get the jig in there, so we're good. Now I'm just finessing it, making it all smooth, symmetrical. Took a tape to it, made sure everything was all the same diameter and width and all that fun good stuff. Now I'm just getting it ready. Form sanding just by hand. Not bad. Looks pretty good. It only took me like half an hour to make this. So what I've got to do now is I have to cut here and cut here, and then make little tabs, so then I can remove and install it at ease. And as you can see, it fits perfectly over. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces and put one here, drill holes, screw it together, and then remove the screws, and then cut this apart, and then it should work exactly, because the holes are already piloted, so then it should fit perfectly on there. Here I'm actually drilling through my brace piece to the piece that I've made that's already cut out with the hole saw. And I'm drilling the 2 holes on each side now, because if I cut it later, they'll be in the wrong spot. Right now it's perfectly symmetrical because it was cut out with the hole saw. So I'm going to cut them apart afterwards, and it should be basically perfect. All right, sweet. This thing is looking awesome. I've got my 4 bolts in there, and my tabs here, I need to sand down so it doesn't actually overhang over top of the actual steering wheel holder. So what I'm gonna do that, and I'm also going to turn this around, and when I take out all these bolts, I'm gonna cut in between the 2 bolt holes. So that's how it's gonna get around the cage when it's apart, and then I can clamp it around and then tighten it down. Now I got it sanded so it's all smooth on the outside. I'm just gonna remove my bolts here that I've installed. The reason why I was installing each one is because I didn't want the other one to not be perfectly lined up. So I put it in to the hole, and then how can you mess up the next hole? Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can't actually move that flat piece with a bolt in it. So boom, that's the way she goes. I'm gonna leave her in that orientation down here, and that's the way it's gotta go back on again. And I'm also gonna remove this, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do once I have all this apart. But basically, I'm going to cut in between the 2 bolt holes, and then I'll be able to put it around my cage. So I'm cutting in between those 2 holes. So say this is the roll cage I'm attaching this to. Now I can go around and bolt it. So I can put it on any part of the cage I want. And I'm going to also make these holes a little bit larger so I can actually pull in this steering wheel mount tight so it doesn't actually like spin when the weight of the steering wheel is on here. Should work really, really good. I just gotta oblong these holes a little bit and then clear coat them, and then all this stuff is good to go. I'm just reassembling it before I do anything too crazy, and I'm gonna make sure I can clamp the cage down enough so it will not swivel all over the place and be all awkward and pointless. It's gotta stay in the same orientation, and it has to be able to hold the actual steering wheel's weight. So I need to make sure I have these holes oblong enough. All right, I'm gonna try it with the brackets on. It's on there, but I've gotta make sure it's gonna tighten down and not swivel. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just pinching where this is attached so it'll hold it in the tightest possible spot. Not tight enough. I think I need to oblong those holes. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. Put it on, clamp it really tight, and tighten them. Better, but not perfect. I'm gonna oblong it a little bit more. It can hold quite a bit of weight, but it needs to be tight. Okay, I've re-honed them out. I'm gonna try this all over again. Just tightening everything nice and evenly. Make sure it's straight. There we go. That's tight. Let's see if it holds the steering. Okay, I mounted it into my car, as you can see right there. And I'm gonna see if it's gonna hold the weight of the wheel. No problem. So that's a very important piece of it to make it tight. So I'm looking pretty good right now. I've got a nice spot for my wheel to dangle from. Now I just gotta clear coat it and I'm done. A nice carbon fiber piece to hold my steering wheel up while I get in and out of the car. Let's see if it works. Nice. Looks awesome. I'm very happy with that. That's gonna make it nice and easy to get in and out and always have a place for my steering wheel. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is usually fairly frightening. I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.